You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live, Fashion 411, featuring the week's roundup of fashion news. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host for Black Hollywood Live, Fashion 411.
Hello everyone, it's Fashion Friday. If you're tuning in right now, this is Fashion 411 on Black Hollywood Live. This just happens to be the #1 fashion podcast on iTunes. Woo! Yes, and that's all because of you. So thank you very much. We have a special guest in the studio today, so let's just get right to it, and everyone can go around the room and introduce themselves. I'll start across the table.
Okay, hey guys, I'm your host Erica Garcia Rojas, your spicy Latina, born and raised in LA, who turned my love for fashion into a business, Rally Babe Apparel. We just launched our brand new website, rallybabe.com. Check it out.
That website is really great. I just looked at it like 2 days ago.
Thanks.
Anyway, I'm your girl, Courtney Stewart. I'm your resident fashionista shoeaholic, and I'm having a heart attack right now looking at all these shoes on the table. I'm always giving you guys the consumer perspective.
And I'm Deanna Vaughn. I'm your former New York City buyer turned budget fashion babe, and I'd like to think I can bring you guys the runway to the real way. And let's introduce our special guest for today. We have Miss Cherie Johnson with us.
In the
building. Now, Cherie Johnson, I'm sure you most notably know her from Family Matters and also Punky Brewster. And I just have to tell everybody, she has not aged a single bit.
The
She
same
looks
face,
the
man.
same.
Thank you.
How do you do it?
A good life, babe.
Oh my God.
And lots of shoes.
Yes. In addition to being an actress, Miss Cherie has a shoe line, so we're going to dig into that a little bit down the line. But first off, we got a little who, what, where action, and just, I had a little fun with this, and Cherie is with us today. I thought I'd do a little 80s throwback fashion.
Yes. Punky Brewster. I mean,
Yes.
Craziest fashion.
Yes, Punky Brewster actually, she started some trends and, back in the 80s, and what's old always becomes new again. So let's look at what Miss Punky Brewster inspired. Let's see, what's first up? So she always used to wear, those colorful mix-match sneakers, all right? So that's Punky on the left. Oh, I also want to remind you guys, you can check out pictures on Instagram at BHL Fashion 411, and you can also check them out on our website, blackhollywoodlive.com. So Miss Punky is on the left with her colorful sneakers, and if you want to recreate that look today, Marc Jacobs actually has a pair of the platform sneakers, and they're kind of like a nice color block pattern, and they can be yours too for the small price of $495. But isn't it crazy, like how everything just comes back,
Yes, it does.
I think it's really funny because what actually happened is my uncle used me as a muse when he created the show.
Uh-huh.
I never wanted to do what everybody else wanted to do, so I used to put on 2 different shoes.
Oh.
And so he took that and actually put it in the show from the 2 different shoes to my headband. Those were things that Cherie really did in real life.
Oh my God, that's so little insider information. So you were the inspiration for this look.
Yes.
Wow, love it.
Yes,
Do you
suffice
still
it to
wear
say.
2 different kind of shoes? I don't wear 2 different kind of shoes. Well, I did to a bridal shower because it was like pick your favorite shoe. And then you were going to win a prize, and I couldn't pick between 2 pair, and I still won anyway.
Yay.
That's
But
funny.
what I do all the time is I have on 2 different socks just because I don't like matching socks. So I make sure I buy cute ones, and whichever ones end up on my feet are on my feet.
Wow.
I don't match socks either, but it's not deliberate. It's just because I can't. Find
I gotta notice.
different side, like a Christmas one and like a hot pink one.
My husband's like, oh my God. He's like, for being in fashion, I know my socks are not fashionable.
But it makes you happy when you take
There
your
you
shoe off.
go.
All right, let's look at the next look inspired by Punky Brewster. Okay, so she also wore like baggy jeans, little feet up. Now they're known today as boyfriend jeans, and they're everywhere. I mean, from the Gap, from high end to this pair right here is from ASOS.com. They're $64. They're everywhere. So again, what's old is new. I have a couple of these jeans. And I love them. Comfortable. You know, you can unbutton them if you want, but they're baggy. And they're loose.
What are you talking about? Just
Well,
Shirt, you can't tell.
it's easy.
Where did your
where
mind
are
go
we
there?
going? It's like unbuttoned.
I mean,
what are you talking
If
about?
I had a
Like
lot
a full
to
Thanksgiving
eat,
This
dinner.
is non-BHL love on top.
but I mean, it's just so funny how these are the original pictures from back in the '80s, and it's the same. It's the same
Yeah.
thing.
Look at
It's
that
the same
picture.
thing.
That's totally making me want to go out and get a pair of boyfriend jeans.
Yeah, they look so great in that picture, but
Heels.
they never look that cute
know.
on me.
I will say
me
my
neither.
boyfriend hates them. He does not like when I
Guys
wear
don't
them
like 'em.
because they don't think that they're sexy. But I love them.
Oh,
so.
I love them too.
Yeah, they're great. Let's see, what's up next? Miss Punky also used to wear vests, like a colorful vest, and she had these little pins and stuff. Now that vest has been, it's been reinterpreted in different ways. So the first one, it's a leather vest. Let's see, who is this one from? This one is a vegan leather vest from Sanctuary for $128 on Piper Lime. And then in the middle, that is a denim vest, denim moto vest from Rhyme Los Angeles for $89, also available on Piper Lime. And then if fur is your fancy, you can also, do a little animal, and that's Elizabeth and James for only $695. So again,
I'm an East Coast girl. It was good for everyone.
I love it.
so that's how
Fur vests
Punky's-
are huge this
Oh,
season.
yeah.
They're
Huge,
You
huge,
see them
huge, huge.
everywhere.
Huge.
Everywhere. I was at a fashion show last night, and they had all their fall stuff in it in winter, and the fur vests and faux fur, real fur, you name it.
Yep, and what's
That
so
and leather.
great, you can layer it just with anything, So if you want to be warm, I think it's a great piece for the West Coast or the East
Yeah,
Coast,
it is.
So
That's great. I'm still in style. I
Instant-
just haven't been in Connecticut.
Yeah.
style.
Instant glamorous.
Yeah, and then let's see, what do we have up next? All right, again,
Color
Punky
block.
loved the color blocking, lots of fun, funky colors. Were you responsible for this as well?
It's because I couldn't match. It wasn't like purposely, but I didn't care if it was stripes and polka dots. It was mine. It was clean. Wear.
Wow. Well, now this is color blocking is a whole new revolution. Color block sweaters and dresses are actually a really big thing for the fall. The first one we have here, it's a BB Dakota acrylic color block sweater, $70 at Revolve Clothing. The next look we have is just color blocked on the sleeves. That's a cashmere sweater from Equipment. Only $278, but it's cashmere. And then the last sweater, it's from Michael Stars. It's a color block wool sweater for $99. So there's a little something for everybody if you want to, have your Punky Brewster moment and do a little color blocking.
Have your
It's
moments.
still there. And then finally, we have the bandana.
gosh.
That was a signature move. And this is actually a Punky Brewster doll.
That's so
Because
cute.
those dolls were everywhere. But she always tied the bandana around her legs. And again, you can get a bandana from Walmart for 50 cents.
Yes.
Or the beauty supply store. But, a lot of celebrities are still rocking them out in public. It's not just for wearing on your head at night or, it's definitely still a fashion look, So we've got Rihanna, Lady Gaga, and Gwen Stefani rocking the bandana. So
It's more like and it's interesting because these are all like three musicians. It's definitely more of like a rocker, musician-y kind of trend.
yeah, I
you
think
see
so.
that one.
I think so. But it's still being used, So it's just one of those classic patterns, accessories, that never gets old. So there's our little ode to Punky Brewster fashion for you guys this week. What do we have going on with Style Scoop, Erica?
All right. So now we've got our weekly style news for you guys here this week. And the first one is that it's rumored, or according to Women's World Daily, that Versace has tapped Lady Gaga to front their spring 2014 campaign, and it's going to be photographed by Mert Alice and Marcos Bigot. And Versace has yet to publicly comment, but it's all over the place, and everyone's speculating it. And Women's World Daily is a pretty reliable source, so.
That's not a surprise.
Yeah.
That fits.
It totally fits. Yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of look alike.
Right?
I know.
Yeah.
In this picture they do. If you guys are on Instagram, BHL Fashion 411, we got pictures. More Gaga news. H&M just opened up its big flagship store this week at 4 Times Square. According to Women World Daily, it promised to be a huge production. The 42,000 square foot store opened its doors with an appearance by Lady Gaga wearing H&M, and she was interacting with customers for the evening. And also more news on that store. The Times Square flagship will be the very first to offer that Isabel Marant collection that we were talking about.
that's
line for
came out.
It was
So they
blind.
opened up I think this store opened up on midnight, and so because of that, they were the first ones to
to get
debut
it.
the collection.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And other features of that new store include a try and buy feature where shoppers can purchase clothing straight from the dressing room right after trying it on.
What?
There's also a digital runway where customers can record themselves walking and transfer it to a larger LED screen for the entire
that's
store
hot.
to see.
The whole store.
The whole store.
I don't know if I like
It's not
I don't know
enough for
about
your
that.
Instagram and all that to see the whole store. And H&M is also going to be carrying Gaga's Art Pop album in
course.
175 of their locations.
Just
so.
a little tip for the Isabel Marant line. I noticed if you guys happen to live in the Los Angeles area, the Beverly Center, for whatever reason, they never really sell the designer collaborations. It's always just sitting there.
Oh,
so
really?
that's a tip. Yeah.
All right.
Interesting.
The past couple designer collaborations, like you can go and they have a full collection there. You don't have to wait in line, and they have everything.
I think in LA, people get the same. It seems like the same thing even at the Target ones. They're not like I feel like I see a lot of the designer stuff left there. I think
Yeah.
we're just spoiled here in LA in the sense that we have so much, like so many stores, so many things,
Yeah.
to choose from. So
You don't have to worry about it running out. That's for
and
sure.
there's a million H&Ms. There's a million of them here in the area. So, all right.
great.
Okay. Up next, another collaboration, and that's Beyonce with Rent the Runway. Beyonce's collaborating with Rent the Runway with her new Beyonce Boutique. The Beyonce Boutique will have some of the singer's favorite styles offered by the site and include dresses by designers like Viktor and Rolf, Moschino, Bagley Mishka, Hervé Leger, and much more. Beyonce's picks come at no surprise with plenty of sparkle, a few little black dresses, and a couple of glamorous floor sweeping gowns.
Nice.
Beads for Christmas parties.
Yeah.
Because that's what she does.
And what I
love it.
like about that, since you're renting the dress, everybody can afford to have their Beyonce moment,
Yeah.
kind of like feel like her and look like her, just for, I don't know, $100 or
100
whatever.
bucks,
Yeah, I think
so
that's smart.
Yeah,
is very
very
smart.
If I ever get married, that's the way I'm doing it.
Rent that
Wedding
dress.
dress?
Yes, I'm never gonna use it.
I kind of think about
agree.
that too. Yeah.
Not so much for the bride, now that you mention it, but the bridesmaids. Because I would spend $100 to rent a gorgeous, some of these dresses I'd never really explored Rent the Runway before, but I went on there and kind of checked it out. I mean, some of these dresses are, $1,000.
Yeah,
They're very
yeah.
expensive. As a
Dresses.
bridesmaid, I'd rather spend $150 on a gorgeous dress like that versus $200 dollars on a dress I'll never use again.
I agree.
They have to spend another $100 on alterations for.
Even as a bride, once you get it treated and they seal it in that box, you
Yeah.
open it up 20 years later. It's still going to be like,
Yeah.
I didn't even get my dress treated. Mine's like still sitting in my closet.
it's not going to make a difference.
I had two dresses
hate to
too.
tell you that.
My girlfriend, my girlfriend got married this past June. She bought an original Vera Wang dress. It cost, almost 20 grand. She just
my
sold
God.
it. She just sold it and got like 75% of her money back.
Oh, really?
That's a good move.
There's a lot
yeah.
of sites these days where you can actually sell your dress.
That makes
resell.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
Good plan. 20,000.
All right. So up next, we've got Alexander McQueen in trouble for racial discrimination. So
another one.
Another one.
Here we
According
go
to
again.
New York Daily News, Alexander McQueen's Manhattan flagship is the latest retailer to be in the press due to racial discrimination. Mosel Blanco, a former Latina employee, is suing the label, claiming she was subject to a decade of abuse in the form of personal attacks and racial slurs by her bosses.
So she put up
Blanco-
with that for 10 years.
That's what I thought was interesting. Blanco says one manager was particularly cruel, saying she had greasy hands like a Mexican and barring her from touching the furs. The suit claims that Blanco's manager also spread rumors about her during her time at McQueen and called her derogatory names like Taco Smoke, Burrito Face, and Goya Princess. Some employees say the name calling is not good, was a product of a brother-sister relationship between the two, while Blanco disagrees. Blanco was fired from her job last September when she failed to pick up a dress sent on consignment to Jessica Seinfeld. This isn't the first time McQueen employees have been accused of discrimination. Back in July, a security guard for the store filed a lawsuit saying he was also subjected to name-calling and other forms of debasement while he was working for the company.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really, people?
I just want to know why she put up with that for 10 years. Like,
You know, I thought about that too as I was like, looking at this. Sometimes
was she getting paid that
Maybe
well?
she was young when she started.
maybe she was young, maybe she's just worried about not having a way to pay her bills. I don't know. But you wonder, after 10 years.
It's a long time to tolerate stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know?
And
Doesn't
she's
make it
loud.
right. Huh?
I'm a little Black Latino myself, so I know 10 minutes full of something I don't want, a whole nother personality
comes out.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not right. But I mean, if this is, you have to assume it's true. I mean, it's horrible what happened, but you wonder why
it is
why
horrible.
after 10 years. And what I think is they said here that the employees also said it was kind of like a brother-sister relationship with her and the manager that they used to call
The
each
manager
other.
thought it was funny.
Maybe the manager thought it was funny. Maybe for a while it was funny, and maybe something happened where it just
was obviously.
it was bad and it crossed the
never funny.
line.
It's
That's
always
the thing; it's
crossing the
never
line.
funny, and that's the thing. These should always be addressed at the get-go. Anytime anything is like
You
this,
can't
said.
let people get buddy-buddy with you
No.
and do racial jokes just because you think it's making, I'm going to get closer and have a better
Yeah.
relationship. And it sounds to me maybe that's what was happening.
That's what I think so too. Or maybe she was always uncomfortable with it and she just let it slide or whatever. And it's like, it's funny. And something
There was one joke that was too far. And I was
then-
like, I can't.
That poor girl, but it makes me want to go purge some of those things in my closet. It's disgusting.
Oh, it's the
I know.
employees'
Yeah.
behavior.
But
Right.
it's the bosses.
It's
Still
but
tolerated by the company.
It is still tolerated by the company. And if it was a manager that was doing that, then somebody needed to speak out. Looks like somebody
There's
did 10 years
corporate.
later. Yeah, there's corporate. And it's said that there was somebody else there who, same thing, complained about racial discrimination. So a lot of times the
unfortunate.
corporation from the top, they aren't purposely at fault, but they allow certain behaviors to maybe become the norm of an environment.
Absolutely.
And then-
Or it's reported and they
Yeah.
ignore it
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
think that,
or they don't make
it's
it
something
comfortable
they
for you
wanna do.
to report it, which for 10
Exactly.
years, and
Yeah.
you didn't go to HR at all?
She probably felt threatened.
I can imagine she felt threatened. Yeah.
But nobody else was in the store. Like, even if I was just another employee, all right, you can only call her a burrito too many times.
Yeah.
I know.
But you'd be surprised. A lot of people get scared and they're only looking out for themselves. It's kind of one of those things where you see somebody getting beat up and no one calls the police because everyone assumes that somebody else is called. Like one of those things. So I don't know.
Yeah, not good.
It's unfortunate.
But in some ways,
Sucks.
it's good that these things are coming out. That for some reason or another, people are feeling more comfortable to talk about it. Because if they're not talked about and they're not addressed, then it's never going to change. So, I just think it's good that it's out there at least. Okay. Next up, on a lighter note, there's a new Tim Gunn show. So fans of Tim Gunn will be excited to learn that the Project Runway mentor just announced this week over Twitter that he's going to star in his own show on Lifetime starting in January. The Under the Gun show is a fashion competition show that'll feature some familiar faces, including Marie Claire's senior fashion editor, Zana Roberts-Rossi, and designer Rachel Roy as judges.
Wow.
I actually worked with Tim Gunn when I worked at Liz Claiborne. And what you see on TV is the same thing. He's just such a wonderful man, so nice, so patient. He sounds the same. Okay, so what colors are we going? He sounds the same. Just
so
really,
right.
really, really nice guy. Yeah.
love
Very
him.
deserving. And he had his own show before.
He did on Bravo.
Bravo.
It was just
Yeah,
it didn't
short-lived.
last long. It lasted
Yeah.
only 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So. We'll see if this one lasts longer. And last but not least, here's a question for you guys. Did you guys turn down $24 million
Well,
Wow.
to star in a L'Oreal campaign? No, but Adele did.
she
She just
did.
turned down an endorsement deal with L'Oreal to replace Cheryl Cole as their UK celebrity spokesperson. Sources say that Adele and L'Oreal were in talks until the singer suddenly decided to go through with the partnership just like at a drop of a hat.
Ooh,
And
No
she was-
reason?
No reason.
24.
Or a reason hasn't been revealed yet. But $24, it's not like she's doing anything that bad. Like, I would love to be a L'Oreal.
I mean, Maybe that
Playboy or something.
The thing that got me though was that they said Cheryl Cole for the same position only had like $500,000 or something crazy.
Oh, really?
And, like that was what she was paid for the campaign, and they offered her initially. I think it was $19 million, and then they were increasing it to 24 to try to get her.
Guess
But
it goes
she
to
wouldn't
show
go.
you she doesn't need the money.
Yeah,
It's not
or she
about
doesn't
the
care
money.
about the money.
Yeah,
but they also said she's working on her album, so maybe that's.
Or maybe
Yeah.
they wanted her to do something that she really
That's
didn't
what I'm
believe in.
thinking.
That's what, yeah.
Because to turn, I mean, how much?
But
I mean,
it's
I hate to say this,
L'Oreal.
how
Like,
much work it could really involve in being in that campaign? It's a couple photo shoots, maybe a few appearances here and there, but for $24 million, it's a lot of money for that amount of work. And I imagine like she probably still have some time to do her album. So
But
why?
it could be the image issue and not wanting to make it about what she looks
money
like
selling
and
out.
not about her talent.
Yeah. Or
Maybe.
maybe there was something in the contract that really kept her from, doing other
Creative
things.
expressions,
Yeah, exactly.
things like that, 'cause
It
they're
could be the
very-
contract.
Like you can only wear our makeup every time
Exactly.
you do radio.
Yeah, or you have to
every time you do a
promote it
show.
every
Yeah.
time, and maybe she felt like she was
I don't
selling
know.
out.
But that's a lot of money. I mean, I can't see why that would be a problem ever. Okay, girl, I will put it on, you can paint it on my body. I might even get naked for you. But I'm just saying, like, that she obviously doesn't have the problems.
Yeah.
24 million, they
It's
could
not
have
a
definitely
bad
gotten
company.
nipples.
It's not like it's because I'm worth it.
not.
That's not a bad tagline. Hell yeah, I think that's
Yeah, it's not.
The makeup's good. I use L'Oreal and I pay for it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Adele, maybe she's got something in her bag of tricks that we don't know about.
I
But,
don't know. So that's it for our style scoop this week.
all right. Well, it's time to get to know our special guest, Cherie Johnson. Most of you know Cherie from Family Matters and from Punky Brewster, but you actually, you've got a hand in fashion. Yeah, let's talk about that. What is going
I
on?
figure you keep setting the trend, you might as well make a little bit of money off
Yes.
it. Honestly, it happened on accident. I had sat in my makeup chair for a little while and I had all these shoes lined up. And my makeup artist, Eric Kirker, decided that he was going to take a pair of my shoes and airbrush on them. And he airbrushed some cherries. I think they were these.
Oh, I
He
love the
airbrushed-
bling.
And then
Heel.
the name of your shoe line is?
Black Cherry.
Oh.
It's Cherry Bomb and Road Rage shoes. He did my black cherries, and I went on stage and wore them. And I heard a lady in the audience say, "Oh, look at them shoes!" And after he did that, I was like, "Okay, he might be onto something." So I told him to do another pair, and I think that's when he did my Azteca skulls. And I was doing a play, and women started asking me about them after the play. Where can we buy the shoes? So we started doing custom orders. Custom orders turned into 600 pair being delivered by an 18-wheeler. I had no idea how many shoes 600 pair were. So I was like, okay, our first order, it won't be a big deal. The 18-wheeler came down my street and my garage had to be emptied, and it was like,
Wow.
shoes. And then I had to figure out a way to get rid of them. So I was shocked. In the first 2 months, 600 pair went. And after they went, I was like, I think we're on
This is a business.
Something we could do with that.
Nice. Now, how much do they retail for?
They start at $89, like the basic ones, like the double R's are $89. The Spanish golds are $89. I'm sorry, I'm trying to look.
It's a good price for, and so you were telling us before the show that these are all hand painted.
Yes.
Each pair is hand painted.
Every pair is hand painted,
Wow.
and all the stones are placed on there
Wow.
by hand. It was important for him to stay a part of the process, and he's like, I don't want any factory putting stuff out, and I don't get to see what people are gonna have.
That's really
Very
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah.
So that's here
time
local
consuming.
in US or LA.
He's awesome between Los Angeles and Phoenix, Arizona.
awesome.
How long does it take for him to craft, one pair of shoes?
Probably about 30 minutes.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing.
And we're starting to do, not that we're supposed to do it, but I'm a huge football fan.
Yes.
So when football season came, I was like, okay, I had a pair of stiletto boots, and I was like, I need you to do something. So yeah, I got some Stila boots.
I just had an epiphany because Miss Rowley Babe here
Babe
across
here.
the table.
That's what we do.
That's what they do.
That's what
licensed
she
product.
does.
Yeah, we do licensed product.
She
and
does the
stuff.
bling bling.
So we have the licenses for colleges, and we can connect because you gotta be really careful. You don't want to. They're crazy. Okay, good.
But I've been
good.
wearing them for myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you're not selling.
No, no, no,
Okay, good. Then
I've
you're
been
good.
wearing them for myself,
Yeah,
but
you can
it
make them
is
for yourself.
something that I'm
Erica
very
can make you
interested
some
in
cherry
doing.
bomb
Bomb
t-shirts.
Yeah,
Shirts.
we could do.
go.
Yeah, we do all like licensed stuff, like private labeling, so we can talk. Yeah,
I would love to.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll do it.
Wow.
Thank you.
So aside from these fabulous shoes, what else have you been up to?
Well, I have a hair oil line.
Wow.
Yeah, I brought you guys samples.
We love this.
This is the best part of our show.
Presents. This one,
And I love hair oil.
oh yeah, this is
dry
Cherie
hair.
lemonade, and it's all
Mine's in my purse.
100%. You have another.
Okay,
It's all
well, that's
100% natural essential oils. I was on here before and I was talking about how I wanted to use natural things on my hair, and
Oh my God, it smells so
so
amazing.
good.
and you can read the label and understand everything.
Everything
that's
that's on
the
it.
best part.
I love that.
That's huge.
They're different
That's
scents,
huge
and
right now.
they're for different reasons. Like the one I gave you guys is cherry lemonade.
Yeah.
And the reason why I brought you cherry lemonade is because you got to put a hole in it, baby.
Okay. I'm all anxious like putting my hair.
The seasons are changing, and so is your hair. So it
Yes.
helps strip away some of the bad stuff and neutralize it with the good stuff.
That's
And it's great
so
for hot oil
smart.
treatments. It's also good for your skin as well.
That's great. 'Cause
My hairdresser thought it was cute 15 years ago for my hair to smell like cherry, since my name is Cherie. Come to find out, cherry's a natural growth agent. And people kept asking me, girl, what kind of hair do you use? I was like,
it's mine.
the rooted kind.
Oh my God.
And I think with all the wear and tear that we get from our hair being in the business, the only reason why I still have hair is probably because I don't use hairspray and I use 100% natural products.
Wow.
That's so big right now. Like
It is.
Cherie, you need to tap into that whole organic, natural movement going on right now in like products and stuff, because there's such passionate communities of people that like truly believe in the idea of like not having any chemicals.
Yes.
And they're passionate advocates, and you got to tap into that, girl.
We just closed a deal, and it won't happen until February, but the wild cherry oil will be in 187 stores.
Oh my
That's
God.
awesome.
That's amazing.
Where can we find it
Thank
now,
you.
though?
Yeah.
You can hit me on Facebook or Twitter because I don't like the website yet. But the website is up and it's called Use Wild Cherry. But if you hit me on Facebook or Twitter, we can always talk about it. And I
We'll
can
talk
sell products.
websites too. I have an amazing website designer.
Yeah, I don't like
All right.
little tweaking.
So let's talk a
Great.
little bit about let's talk a little bit more about the shoes and like
Okay.
your process with the shoes.
Yes.
What is this a collaboration of like inspiration that you have like from your life, or what has inspired some of these designs?
What definitely inspired the closed-toed black shoes was me becoming a producer. I didn't realize as an actress you wear whatever shoes you want. As a producer, you have to have closed-toed professional shoes. Well, I was tired of wearing basic black closed-toed shoes. After a while, I got kind of bored with it. And I did realize that there's a difference between the way the men treat me if I wear flat shoes rather than I wear stilettos, because I do have that baby face. I don't think they took me serious if I ran in with tennis shoes on or even just some kind of flat ballet slippers. But when I walk in with my heels on and my little blazer, it's like everybody all of a sudden wants to pretend like they're working. And I kind of liked it.
So true. That's such a true comment about how that affects
How
like,
people
everyone around
perceive you.
Yes, it was so odd to me, and I started playing with them where I would go back in my office and change my shoes and run around for a little while, and then I would notice I'd put my blazer back on and put my stilettos on, and everybody would kind of straighten up. So I was like, look, Eric, I need some shoes, but I need different shoes to wear all the time, and I wanted them to be funky because I'm not the boring plain girl. So he made me some shoes that I can wear for 14 hours a day, and then my feet don't hurt because they're padded. If you feel on the inside,
Yeah,
of
they're
them,
padded.
actually-
We love
that was
that.
something that was really important for me, that not only are they cute and fashionable, but after 14 hours, women didn't want to kill me.
So they all come in the same heel height?
We do have different heel heights coming later next year,
Okay.
different season, but right now they're all the same heel height, and that's high. And that's my fault because I ordered the shoes that I wanted for myself, and then once I started getting other requests,
Yeah.
I started
That's okay.
tailoring to other people.
That's usually how it is when you
prefer
have
that
a
too.
line. You start with what you like, and then you get the feedback
Yes.
from,
Yeah.
from people. So how are you kind of spreading, like from a business standpoint, how are you spreading kind of the word about the shoe line?
You know, it's been taken off like wildflowers. I did a pilot, and I gave a pair of shoes to the women that were in the pilot, and everybody has a name. You know, it was Vanessa Williams, it was Mari Morrow, it was Tangi Miller. Then I went on, and I had a friend who did Project One Ray. She wore them. I work for a magazine, so I've put them on the models in the magazine. magazine. I actually work for 2 magazines. One is Glam Couture, and then I run Dimes magazine. So they went in there. I wore them on Dr. Phil. They've been on the Housewives shows. You know, you kind of just give them to your friends and see what they do with them, and they'll call you like, "Hey, girl, is it okay if I wear them?" Yes, please.
And you got famous friends, so that helps.
Thank God. And they're very supportive. I think all girls are excited to get a pair of shoes.
Yeah. What girl doesn't love shoes?
I know, right?
I was excited. Moni Love is doing a show like the R&B Sisters or something.
Oh, wow.
And she hit me up on Twitter and was like, "How do I buy your shoes?" And I was like, "Give me your address."
I will mail you some, girl.
That's awesome. Girl, let me send you some shoes.
That's
you know,
awesome.
so
That's amazing.
the support is awesome. And then not only are they loving the shoes, but they're loving the boxes.
Yes.
And
Yeah, the box is great.
Thank you.
It's
so the box
great.
has gotten product placement on films and stuff coming up as well,
Oh,
just because
cool.
Nice.
it makes a closet.
The
and a movie
packaging,
look good.
packaging is
Absolutely.
huge as you're putting a product together. That's awesome. And so you're saying the line has been around for 10 months.
Yes, well, about 8.
Okay, so it's still relatively
It's
new.
very new.
And so people can buy it online.
Yes,
and
roadrageshoes.com.
roadrageshoes.com. Okay. And then in small boutiques around the country, but
Yes.
online is probably the easiest
Online
way.
is definitely the easiest.
And what's your sizing? Is it to 10 to 12?
It's, you know what, we have on the website, it says between 6 and a 10, but if you have a bigger foot, we do custom orders. So,
And you have half sizes.
yes.
Okay.
We'll fit
nice.
anybody.
Nice.
In fact, I love to throw this out there. It makes some people uncomfortable, but I actually have some drag queens.
I was
wearing
just
my-
going to ask you that.
Amazing.
This is right
That's
up there.
exactly
alley.
right.
I was just
Yes.
going to ask you that.
I got a request, and he was like, "Baby, you got a 15?" I was like, "I can get you anything."
I get it.
That's awesome. Actually, I have a few contacts.
Hook that up.
I want to cater every. In fact, I think our next thing is probably to do a line catered to my queens.
Yeah.
That
would
makes
be
sense.
fabulous.
Because you
That
can
would
go
be amazing.
all out.
Yeah.
You know,
yes.
nothing's off the table.
Oh,
You
yes.
know, feathers, diamonds, whatever.
I have a
awesome.
pair that we made for a queen, which is they're just iced out. But the great thing about them is it's the bottom of them are also decorated. So she does her show and she lives her foot up. And it's
Still
cute.
sounds
That's
I love
awesome.
it.
That's a good idea. Like ice out the bottom. So instead of a ring
Yeah.
bottom, it can be a bling bottom.
I've seen that.
Appreciate that.
Those are amazing. I love that.
That's
Thank you.
awesome. So
And they're very wearable. It's not like they're so overly decorated that you can't get it. I have
I
a
could
pair
wear
on
those
now.
right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
very nice.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
So you mentioned that like you run a magazine,
Yes.
Glam Couture and Dime.
I don't run Glam Couture. I just
you do the
an
column.
article.
You
Yes,
do the
but I
article.
run Dimes magazine.
Got it.
I'm the executive director of Dimes.
Wow.
And you're
love
also
it.
an author. Like, you know, you have your own publishing company. Like, tell us all about that.
I just put out my new book called Stupid Guy
Guys.
Diaries.
Stupid what?
Stupid Guy's Diary.
Oh, I
It's
love
because
that.
dating in the industry, you end up
Yes.
dating a whole bunch of stupid guys.
I love it.
That's gotta hit, resonate with a lot of women out there. Not just in the industry, but I think a lot of single women out there.
Absolutely. For me, it was important because the men in the industry always talk about groupies. Unfortunately, the women never talk about it because we don't want to own it. But the truth is there's just as many male groupies as there are women. So I'm putting them on blast.
Interesting.
it.
Interesting.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
Something to think
I
about.
agree with that.
Something to think about.
All right. So I think we need to move on to a little hot mess.
Okay.
All right. You'll have fun. Just follow along.
Just give your opinion, which I don't think will be hard to do. Okay, so first up, our first victim is Nicole Scherzinger.
Are these
Hot or
twins?
hot mess? Here's Nicole Scherzinger at the 1-year anniversary party for Sushi Samba in London, and she is wearing a metallic catsuit by Julian McDonald, Fall 2013, featuring mesh cutout side details. And like once again, follow us on Instagram, BHL Fashion 411, and we have all the photos posted there as well. So what do you guys think of?
I think it's a hot mess. And the reason why I say that is because she's a beautiful girl with a great body. This did not tailor her body well. Where's her waist and her boobs?
I don't know.
I'm okay with the not wearing underwear thing.
Yeah.
You know that I'm cool with that, especially on her.
It looks like a wetsuit.
Yeah,
Like
it
she
does,
should be going
yeah.
surfing, and it has holes in the side
Agreed.
for breeze.
All I'm thinking about is like, it's gonna really suck when she has to go to the bathroom.
How do you get out of that? Is it zipped in the back? Like, that's a mess.
Just like recently for my Halloween costume is one of those like jumpsuit things, and the whole night I was like, oh my god,
You gotta like
sucks.
unzip it
Yeah.
all the way down. It's on the dirty floor.
The whole thing. But,
That's terrible.
I don't like it either. I think it's a hot mess. I think it doesn't. I don't think it makes her body look that bad. It actually really hugs her whole body. I'm just not a fan of the whole look. It's just for her. She is so beautiful, and she doesn't need to be this cheesy in what she's wearing. Like I would have hoped kind of risen above wearing something like this. Like she's
A few steps back.
yeah, like she's now like judged for the X Factor, I believe. Like she's, I think she's better than this.
Yeah.
Steven, did you have any opinions on
Do you
that?
think this is
I want to know what
sexy?
your guy thinks.
It looks like a Bond villain.
Do you like it though? Like I can see some guys.
I mean,
liking it.
I could see it in some situations, yeah.
What situation would that be?
A dominatrix situation.
Would she have the whip?
I don't know. That seems like, it definitely seems like a European club
Yeah.
get up.
Well,
Like
that's true
definitely
with
in
the
Europe. I
London.
wouldn't see it in any premiere in America. But she looks like a Bond villain, like a James Bond villain.
Yeah, she does actually.
I agree with Cherie. I think she's a beautiful girl, great body. She's a little better than that. Hot mess.
Snooze.
Hot
Boo.
mess.
Who's next?
Okay, up next we've got a little, combination of people. We've got Kylie Jenner, Kim Kardashian, and Jennifer Hudson, and all three women wore a $1,100 Donna Karan metallic fold-over stretch pencil skirt. And with Kylie, we see it here with a lace trim top and black ankle strap heels. Her sis, Kim, rocked the skirt with a green camisole.
I wonder if she
and-
stole her sister's skirt or
Yeah,
vice
she was
versa.
like,
I doubt they're the same size. I hate to say that. They
true.
both.
Ouch, Erica.
They're two different sizes, and they're both beautiful. They're
Okay.
just different sizes. And Jay had rocked it with a short sleeve black top and Christian Louboutin booties. So, what do you guys think about this?
I actually like Kim.
I do too.
I don't know if I say that a lot, but I actually she looks classy.
Yeah, I like it best from Kim as well. I wish I liked it from Jennifer because, she just got her star on the Walk of Fame this past week, so I would like to have given her the honors, but my vote's on Kim.
Her t-shirt's a little boring. If she would have had a necklace on.
Yeah.
She's been doing a lot of that lately, though. She's been up here quite a bit, and she's always looks a little matronly, I feel like.
I love the skirt.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
the skirt
I want
is
the skirt.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
I
I love it,
love
too.
that skirt. I like it on Kylie and first, and Jay had second, and Kim last.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I just like the simplicity of like the high neck, because the skirt is so sexy and so tight. It looks good on Kim too. I mean, it's not bad, but I like it better with the other girls with the higher neckline.
Oh man, I'm trying to rank in my brain and I can't do it because I hate each one for different reasons and I like each one for different reasons. I kind of like that Jay Hudson put the booty on. I kind of like the booty,
the
and I
shoe.
think that's kind of cool. I feel like Kylie just looks. I don't know. I mean, I know she's like almost grown now, but I feel like you ain't grown. Why you got that on? Like it just doesn't work
a
for
little
me
too
for
much.
something. I don't know why. I mean, it's just a skirt and whatever, but I just feel like it's, and maybe it's just because I have an impression of them that is too over sexualized way too early, and I just don't want to deal with it.
I think it's too long for her.
I don't like any. I just don't like it. It's not that it's like super revealing or anything. I just don't. It's not a preference to me. And I think Kim surprisingly does look pretty good in it to me, and I don't know why because I don't want it to be the case. But I like it for some reason.
I just think it's like classic office chic or something.
Yeah, it kind of, but in a like this sexy way because she didn't wear her blazer kind of thing. Like, oh, I'm the cutie out. Like, I kind of like this. Like, Kim is a little. I kind of like Kim first.
Do you guys want a guy's perspective?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Jennifer Hudson looks great in it. Kylie Jenner, she looks like a teenager trying to
Yeah, like
grow
trying to
out,
be a
trying to dress
grown-up
out
or
of her
something,
age
yeah.
range.
Yeah.
And Kim should not have worn that top. She looks frumpy.
Oh.
Okay.
You don't think the Kim
Is it
boobs?
because
Yeah, I
they're
thought the
not
boobs
sitting?
are sitting low. I thought that was kind of like, ooh.
Yeah, I would-
No, that doesn't look good.
That doesn't. You don't like that?
Not at all.
The no bra look.
Man, you guys are hard
I
on
feel like
women
Jennifer
in their
Hudson
30s. They just move.
She just had a baby.
Yeah,
I think
she's
they're
had a
all
baby.
milky and like I thought that was like
Milky?
Okay, that's
Guys
they're
like that.
Okay.
like when you have a baby.
Come on,
you're all
next
like,
up, next up.
No more milky breast talk, Courtney. Next up, we got Lily Collins, and she's here at the Glamour Magazine 23rd Annual Women of the Year Awards in New York City, and she's wearing also a Julia McDonald dress. That's the same designer that designed that catsuit that we saw earlier. So what do you think about this on Lily Collins?
I think she looks washed out and boring. It's a pretty dress. I just don't think it's pretty on her.
I agree. I think the color doesn't really do much for her because it's like a nude dress and her skin is just so pale and
I can't tell where it
ends. It's hard to see it too. Yeah.
I think I'm in that. I think it's a bad picture. Because I feel like it's one of those that if I saw her in person, I'd be like, it actually matches. Sometimes you look really washed out when you wear that like skin foam, and sometimes it looks ethereal. And I feel like I'm biased because I like her a lot. I feel like she's really striking, and it looks like it fits very well. And maybe the picture with the white in the background like was too much with her pale skin, and it didn't work out as it should have, but the dress to me is beautiful. So I would like to think, okay, so I have to judge on the picture.
Gets us every time.
I hate that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a hot mess. Like I just, it's
agreed.
Yeah.
It's like you need to see it a little more.
I'm with Courtney. Like, I actually think it's a really beautiful dress, and I think it's one of the situations where in person it probably was really quite beautiful. We saw this with Rita Ora, kind of very similar look with like the bold red lip and almost like an ombre color. Except Rita had the blonde hair and Lily has the dark hair. But I actually really like it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's elegant. I think she's trying to set herself up as kind of a young
up and coming ingenue.
Not like a child star or whatever. But because she is pretty young, but I think she's trying to make herself not be overly sophisticated, but be that ingenue. And I think it's really beautiful. I actually like it. So, have to disagree with you guys.
You go.
Yeah, we're disagreeing this week.
I don't know.
All right, so up next we've got another young starlet, Miley Cyrus, and she's here at the 2013 MTV Europe Music Awards, and she is sporting a lace-up Tupac and Biggie dress from New York Vintage. The back of the dress states "Please stop," and "Violence" is sprawled across the dress's front. So she finished the ensemble with Tom Ford Fall 2013 printed boots. What do you guys think of this?
What you got, Cherie?
Can we wear them separately?
Thank you! I'm like, that could have been a bad dress. Like, you could have been rocker and the bomb boots. But, like, why did you put that together at all, ever in life?
Because she's Miley Cyrus, that's why.
Right. Coming from the girl who just doesn't match herself.
Even that's doing too much for you.
Even this time, I don't get it. I can't, I mean, she's not a hot mess separately, but together, it
did not work.
Yeah, the boots are great. They really are. But yeah, together she just looks like a hooker.
I just think it's interesting, this whole thing of her trying to like send a message like, oh, stop violence. Like, okay, of course, nobody wants violence, right? Yes. But dude, Miley, like sitting on a freaking ball naked, what kind of a message is that sending? And twerking, she's trying to.
I don't think she was trying to send a message by wearing this dress. I think the only message she was trying to send is, I like Tupac and Biggie because I'm cool. Like, and I think this dress is cool because rap is cool. Not because she actually believes in what.
I think it's funny that she's saying rap is cool because she made a statement the other day about Jay-Z, about how that's not her style of music. She doesn't listen to Jay-Z, so if you don't listen to
I think she's trying to be down. Yes. She's trying to appeal to a different audience. You know,
she got some rappers on her new album.
That's what she's trying to appeal to. Do you think they're taking the bait?
I think she picked out this outfit while she was in Amsterdam on stage smoking.
She was high. She was like, oh, that's cool. Get that.
She looks high in the picture.
I mean, using her body as a billboard. Yeah.
She's a mess, Miley.
Oh.
Do your thing, girl.
Hot mess, unanimous. All right, so last but not least, we got the beautiful Toni Braxton here at the 2013 Soul Train Music Awards in Las Vegas. And she is wearing a sheer Amato couture gown in nude and some dark lips.
Her head looks funny.
Go ahead. Courtney, you want to go first?
Okay. Y'all know I have an issue when I can see your vagina and I can see your nipples.
That's what I kept
And like,
it is see-through.
I totally get something sexy about the sheerness, and I get it, but I don't want to be able to literally make out your labias. You can see her ish
through the
clearly.
And this is a picture on a screen,
And
so I
this
can
is a
only
picture.
imagine.
So I just and Tony, her career this is her like trying to stay that sexy, because remember even back in the day she would wear very sexy gowns because her body was thick. That's her. She was known
That was
for.
her thing.
I'm not mad at that. I just need to not see
your vajayjay.
Yeah.
I have to stick up for her a little bit, but I have to put it out there. I don't like it. Okay. I don't like it. I think the dress is kind of cute the way it's made. It is a little too sheer, but sometimes when you walk out of the house, it's not that sheer. But when those lights hit you on your nipples, all of a sudden something
But she
happens.
was working a long time. You're supposed to know that.
Yeah,
You're supposed
she
to
knew
test
that.
it out. She
And
knew what she was doing.
They're not sitting like they were when she was in her 30s.
They're-
She needs some nipple cover-ups and some
And even
panties.
why take the risk? Like, I totally get what you're saying. Like, she doesn't, the lights are different. But Courtney, right? Like, she's been doing this forever. She's not, new girl on the block. And like, why take that risk on your coochie area? Like, why take that risk there?
I could almost be okay if it was
the
just nipples,
nipples.
but when I could see your
Lady Town, as I like to
I'm
call
all
it.
about the no bra. I do no bra all the time,
I would like to.
Not the
But
no
you're
bra.
cool.
Yeah.
After
underwear.
25, we're not supposed to walk out showing our cuckoos.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
Tony's a woman of a certain age now, so
Yeah.
I agree. She should
And
know
she
better.
still looks sexy.
She
She
looks
still has
very
a slamming
sexy.
body. So instead of us being able to talk about how gorgeous the dress looks on her and like the fit, we're talking about her coochie and her tatas. And it's like, we don't need to see them. Be classy. And like, it's so funny with Toni Braxton because like, there is something about her that is so classy and so elegant. But she wears things like this sometimes. You're like, like I think of her as this classy, elegant person. I don't think of her as like a trashy
That's her
person.
entertainment.
But it's like, it's like,
but she's been known to do the, sexy dress,
she's
the
very
high
sexy.
slits.
Yeah.
But I mean, she wore that one. The one dress I'm thinking about is that
That
white
white
dress that
one.
was like totally cut open in the back.
Yes.
But we didn't see her vagina.
It was 15 years ago, too.
Exactly.
And it was still classy and sexy at the same time without being
it was a
trashy.
real-
Steven, can we get a count on how many times we said vagina today?
Do you want words synonymous with vagina or just vagina?
Did you like that vagina peak?
We got about 10 coochies,
Cool. Yeah, I was just
a few
curious.
tatas,
Coochie,
and
cooter, labia,
Oh God! Ugh.
All right, you guys. That
As
is
long as the P word was not said. Okay.
that.
Oh God. Give me 5 more minutes.
No,
And that's when I'll be like,
we have milky breasts though, right?
Okay, clearly we are having way too much fun, and that means you have to come back, Miss Cherie.
I
'cause
would love
That's all we have time for. Sorry, you guys. No more coochie vagina
No more
talk
coochie
anymore.
vagina, sorry.
But thanks for tuning in this week on Fashion 411. We want to thank our guest Cherie Johnson.
Thank you.
And let everybody know, where can they find your shoes? everything.
RoadRageShoes.com. You can always find me. That's the best way to find everything. And I'm a Twitterholic. I'm always on Twitter. Cherie Johnson 75.
yes.
And where can we find everybody else?
You can find me, your host, Erica Garcia Rojas, on Twitter and Instagram at IamEGR. And I have to put like a little plug for this hair oil.
It smells amazing.
I just moisturized
It smells
with
so
that.
good. And I am like really picky about scents.
And it's not really
Amazing.
greasy either.
Not at all. I rubbed it in. It's quite nice.
Where can we find you,
You
Courtney?
can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Stuart Starlet.
And you can find me, Deanna Vaughn, on Instagram and on Twitter at It's Me, Deanna V. And you guys have got to buy this hair oil. You got to get some shoes, and we have to have you back.
I would love to come back. Next season, new shoes.
Yes. Yes. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll
Thank
see you next
you.
week.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Dario Kristen, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network. If you have questions or comments, tweet us at BHL Online or email us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. For more exclusive content, visit blackhollywoodlive.com. This has been a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network.
Hollywood redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.